Okay, girls, can you imagine answering the phone and the seller being on the other side and saying, hey, our home is for sale and we want to owner finance it to you? Doesn't that sound amazing? Yes, and it's totally possible. You can become a super successful real estate investor and have sellers actually calling you to say, hey, our house is for sale. We'd love to owner finance it to you. Are you ready to buy it? Hey y'all, I'm Whitney Nicely from She Buys It, and I help women buy investment properties without banks or a license. The number one way that we buy those houses without banks or a license is with owner financing. Yay! It's totally true. Ladies have been buying houses with owner financing for hundreds of years, all right? Before mortgages were even invented in the 1920s, people were buying houses with owner financing. And still today, even in this hot market, people are buying houses with owner financing. Now, how do you become that person that people call and offer owner financing on their house? That'll take just a little bit. So let me tell you a story, okay? I bought 14 houses in 2014 using creative financing. And then in 2015, in February of 2015, I bought my first owner financed house. I was thrilled and I was so excited. And I was telling everybody. I was telling everybody online. I was telling everybody in my life. I was telling anybody that came within 3 feet of me that I finally bought a house with owner financing. Okay, I did 14 deals in my very first year. I made $140,000 and I figured out creative financing. You can do that too. I've got a free gift for you. I've got a free training masterclass that'll take you through exactly how I was able to do those deals and how there's women just like you all across the country also doing those creative financing deals today. Go to getyourfirstdeal.com. There's a link down below, getyourfirstdeal.com, and sign up for the free training on how you can get 14 deals done in 9 months and make $140,000 without banks and without a license. Go to getyourfirstdeal.com. Now, back to my story. So I was doing all these deals and I had some social proof. People were working with me on these creative financing deals. And since I was just telling everybody all the time, then people were starting to watch me and they were really starting to watch how I was doing these deals. And after I got that first owner finance deal done, then it was a lot easier for me to get my second and third and fourth and eighth and all the other owner financing deals done, because you got to get that first deal done to get that first shut up check, which shuts you up, shuts your naysayers up, shut your husband up, hopefully. But you got to get that first deal done so that you can say, yes, I did it. So I got that first deal done and I was telling everybody about how I was buying houses without banks or a license. That's when I got the phone call in August of 2015. Ring, ring, ring. Hello, this is Whitney. How can I help you? Yeah, Whitney, this is the seller at blah, 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 Forest Drive. We understand you buy houses with owner financing, and we would like to sell you our house with owner financing. When would you like to close? Get it together, Whitney. What are you going to say? What are you going to say? I'd like to come look at the house and make you 3 offers. Okay, that's fine. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye. It was that easy. The sellers literally called me and said, hey, we have a house for sale. We want you to buy it and we want to owner finance it to you. So the next day when I met the sellers at that house, I was like, okay, this is super awesome. I'm thrilled that you want to owner finance this house to me. It usually takes a little bit of a conversation, but apparently y'all know what you want and I'm the girl to help you. So let's do this deal. But I got a couple questions. And the sellers were like, all right, ask us. I said, why are you so okay with owner financing me this property? And they said, well, a couple different things. We are real estate investors. And as soon as they told me that, I knew they were successful real estate investors. So if you are a successful real estate investor, or maybe you're not a successful real estate investor yet, go ahead and type it down in the comments. Say, I am a successful real estate investor now. Because eventually, in a couple years, I want you to be in this seller's situation where you are confidently telling people that you are a successful real estate investor. So ladies, let's start this today. Down in the comments, say, I am a successful real estate investor now. Tell yourself that 15,000 times out loud. Say it as soon as you wake up in the morning. Say it before you go to bed at night. Talk to yourself in the shower. Talk to yourself in the car. Doodle it on your notepad. Whatever you got to do. I am a successful real estate investor now. I want you to practice saying that. Drop it down in the comments. I'll go through, I'll like all of them, and then I'll be able to cheer you on. And then you'll see other women who are claiming they are successful real estate investors. So y'all go ahead and drop some hearts and love on all the other women down in the comments saying, I am a successful real estate investor. Yay! Okay, back to the story. So I asked the seller and I was like, so why are you so okay with owner financing me this house? And they said, because we're successful real estate investors. They said they've been buying houses and commercial properties for like 30 years. And they remembered when they were getting started that they had a couple sellers who financed the property for them. And that's how over 30 years, they were able to collect this huge real estate portfolio. And they wanted to return the favor. Somebody had believed in them when they were getting started in real estate investing, and now they wanted to pass that on to me. They could see that I was serious about getting these real estate deals done. They could see that I was serious about becoming a super successful real estate investor now, and they wanted to be part of my story. They wanted to give me a blessing. I thought I was trying to be a blessing to them, but they wanted to bless me by owner financing this house to me. But they didn't stop there because they didn't just owner finance that house to me. Turns out when they bought that house, they also bought the empty lot next door. And I asked them, I said, well, what are you going to do with that empty lot? And they said, well, if you want to pay us another $10,000, we'll put that in on the financing too. Keep it together, Whitney. I said, yeah, that's fine. I couldn't hardly believe my ears. All right. Not only were they going to owner finance me the house, they were going to owner finance this empty lot all in the same process. Score! This is the only empty lot left in the subdivision. The subdivision is a perfect, 80s, 90s kind of subdivision. So it's an older kind of neighborhood, but it's a well-established neighborhood. That's what we say in real estate when it's an older neighborhood. So it's not a, 2000s, 2010s, brand new thing, but it's well-established. And it was perfect. This is the last buildable lot that's available. And I got it wrapped up into this owner financing deal that was just offered to me because these people are good people and because somebody believed in them. Now they believe in me and they want to owner finance this to me. Touchdown! I was so excited. I was so excited. Then they told me what was wrong with the property. Because anytime anybody is giving you something and they're giving you a really good deal, there's probably a little bit of a catch, right? In this particular situation, and I'd seen this happen before, so this wasn't anything that I thought was weird, my sellers went to church. I'm in East Tennessee. Most of us are going to church on Sundays. And these sellers were in a Sunday school class with another couple. So my sellers and this other couple were going on vacations together. They'd raised their kids together. They were really, really good friends. All right. So my sellers found out that their friend's daughter, who was like their niece, the daughter needed a place to live. She had been living at her parents' house for a long, long time, and she needed to get a place that was going to be safe and convenient, still be close to her mom and dad. She needed a pretty cheap place. And they said, you know what? My sellers told their friends, we've got an empty house out there in Newmarket. Why don't you let your daughter move in? She can pay us just a little bit of rent and take care of the property. It'll be great. And their friends said, wow, sounds perfect. She can move in next month. And everybody lived happily ever after, right? No, everybody did not live happily ever after, because the daughter was a great tenant for 3 or 4 or 8, maybe 10 months. But in less than a year, she'd stopped paying rent. Her boyfriend had moved in. They'd had a baby. They were down on hard times. So my sellers felt bad. And they decided that they didn't want to ruin their friendship with their Sunday school people. So my sellers just stopped expecting rent to get paid. And they didn't want to tell their friends that their daughter had stopped paying rent. So the only way that they could figure to save the relationship with their friends and to get this lady out of their house so that they could make some money from it, because they still had to pay property taxes on it. They still had to pay insurance on it. And they didn't sign up to give her a free place to live. So they decided that if they sold the house to me, they could blame me. They could say, you know what, we sold the house, but Whitney says she won't buy it until the house is empty. So you got to go so we can sell the house. And that's the way they presented it. And honest to goodness, y'all, I've been the scapegoat before. I've been the reason that deals fall apart before. I've been the bad guy. I've been the bad cop. I've been the tough one in the negotiations. And I'm fine with it, because I got an owner financed house and an empty lot next door, and they told me they didn't know how long it would take her to move out. And this was in August, remember? They said, I don't know how long it'll take her to get out, but whenever it is, we'll work with you on the payments and when you need to get your first payment to us. And I said, okay, fine. They called me back in 2 weeks and said, hey, she moved out this weekend. I was like, okay, well, I'm not ready to do anything with this, because this was like September of 2015. I got married in October of 2015. So I was like full into bride brain. Okay. And in August, I had a little bit of brain power left that I could at least get this house under contract. And I was thinking it was going to be like, you know, the end of the year, maybe the first of 2016 before these people moved out. Because I mean, they're getting free rent, guys. Why would they leave soon? Except they did. And it was like the 1st of September. And I told my sellers, I was like, listen, I know you're doing me a solid favor right here. I know that you want to get some money on this property. I said, but it's the middle of September. I'm getting married in October. I've got 2 flips going on right now. I've got tenants moving out of, like, my whole world just kind of went boom. Right there between Labor Day and my wedding day. It all just kind of went crazy on me. I said, I'm either going to have to back out of this deal, or I'm going to need you to be patient with me. I said, I just cannot take on another house right now. And the whole time I'm thinking, oh, please, please, please. Oh, please, please, please. Oh, please, please. I'm crossing everything I got. Just please, please, please work with me. Please work with me, please. And you know what the seller said? She said, it's no problem, Whitney. She said, we haven't gotten any money on this house all year. Why don't we just wait until January and you can make your first payment then? That gives you plenty of time to do your wedding, go on your honeymoon, get back in town, get back in the rhythm, and then, 1st of January, we'll start the payments then. I said, thank you, Lord, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I will absolutely do that deal. We signed the paperwork, we closed, but my first payment wasn't due for another, 3 or 4 months, and the house just sat there. They said, we'll take care of anything that, breaks down or anything in the meantime, but whenever you get back from your honeymoon, you can start advertising it and you can get back in the rhythm, and this will be your first one to rock and roll as a married woman. And I said, that sounds like a great idea. Y'all, these sellers are some of the nicest people. And I think that's what you'll find out, that successful real estate investors are super nice people. And a lot of times they want to give back and they understand that you're running a business, but you're a person. And they want to be part of your story. So this is the only time a seller has called me and said, hey, we would like to owner finance you our house. And it came with a little bit of a catch. They had to get their people out of it. And when the people left, they left it in fine shape. Nothing was really wrong with it. And I started making the payments in January. I got people in there in December. Everything was fine. I got people in there in December. I started making the payments in January, just to make sure the calendar goes correctly there. So these deals are possible. It is totally possible that after you do some deals, after you get some creative financing out there, after you get some wind in your sails, you get some confidence, you really start to feel like a successful real estate investor, because you are a successful real estate investor. That's when I want you to start expecting the phone to ring. If you start expecting it, then God will deliver it. So, start expecting somebody to call you today, tomorrow, this week, and expect them to say, hey, we've got a house for sale and we want to owner finance it to you. Ladies, you can do this. I have all the faith in the world that if it can happen to me, it can happen to you. You are a successful real estate investor and you deserve to do 10 or 15 deals every month. Or if you got lots of other things going on, you could do 10 or 15 deals every year and still make $100, $150, $200,000. I'd love to help you. Please check out the free training on getyourfirstdeal.com. And while you're here, hit the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button, hit that little bell notification, share this video, like this video, drop the comments down below. Let me know what your experience has been getting owner finance deals. I have all the confidence in the world that you are a successful real estate investor. So let's get out there and get those deals done, girls. See you next week.